want to welcome you to yet another one of my Eternal Mylite project videos. Right now I'm showing you an All-American Men of War. It's number 115. It's from 66. You can tell that from the checkerboard up top. It features the Navajo ace Johnny Cloud. I always liked All-American Men of War. I pretty much always liked the war comics from the 50s and 60s. What you're looking at it in is a Mylite 4. This is not the Mylite 2. This is Mylite 4. It is so thick, I don't really need a backing board. As you can see, I will turn it around. There is no backing board. This comic I rated as good to minus condition. And like I said, I really like the American Ace. I also really like those Aurora kits when I was younger. Next, I have Astonishing Tales number 1. Another comic that I really liked when it came out. This one had Ka-Zar and Dr. Doom. Can't go wrong with Ka-Zar and Dr. Doom. And I read this from number 1 through about number 20 or so, or however long it lasted. The next, here is a good reason why you don't want to display your comics for too long on the wall. As you can see, it is severely UV faded. It's Avengers number 3. I have it as a good plus. If it wasn't UV faded, it might even hit, it might be fine to very fine. Always good to have old Avengers comics. Here's number 41. I don't even know why I have this. I remember reading it. I think it's just one of the ones that's left over from when I had a comic shop years and years ago. And since it's pre-1984, it just went into my collection. Next, I have an Atlas War comic. It's called Battlefront. Again, I'm using Mylite 4s. Marvel comics are a little more narrow than the DC comics from the late 50s, early 60s, and they fit in the regular Mylar 4s. DC comics from the early 60s do not fit in them. If you try to force them in, you'll damage the comic. This is Battlefront number 46. It's from 1957. I like it, but I like the DC war comics better. Here's a promotional comic. This one is from 1959. It's in very fine minus. Buster Brown. Buster makes the team. What can I say? I picked it up for like 10 bucks many years ago, and I've had it ever since. Now, one of my favorite Marvel characters of all time, Captain Marvel. And in particular, I always liked the green and white costume. When he switched to the red and blue in issue number 17, I still read it. Just, it was no longer my favorite. I don't know why, but that's just the way it was. And I already showed you number 1 in a previous video. There's number 2. Here's number 5. Number 9. All of them in Mylite 4. Number 11. 12. 13. None of these have ever been pressed. None of them have ever been cleaned. They're just in really nice shape. And I didn't cover up my comic boxes, and that's why we're getting a white glare on the covers. There's number 15 and number 16. Good stuff. Like I said, that's my favorite of the Captain Marvel. Not big fan of the of the new Captain Marvel. Never have been, not even since her first, not even from the beginning. Here's something I got in the mail yesterday from Ethan Van Sciver. Cyber Frog Blood Honey. It's got a chromium cover. I paid for it a couple years ago. It finally showed up. It was through a crowdfunding. And the last two, Daredevil number 34. I was a big Daredevil fan back when Gene Colan was doing the artwork. And Daredevil number 36. I have 2 copies of Daredevil number 36. Not quite sure where it is, where the second one is yet. I'm sure I'll run across it sooner or later. That's it for this video. A little bit short. That's the way I want to keep them. So from now on, I won't be making long videos like this. They're all going to be about this length or shorter. That's it for today. Bye.